In this bulletin, Fiji records highest number of COVID-19 infections. 51% of target population receive first dose. And test positivity continues on an upward trend. And Rugby Fiji. There are 431 cases of COVID-19 and 3 deaths in the 24-hour reporting period that ended at 8 a.m. yesterday, the highest to date. Permanent Secretary for Health Dr. James Fong says the first death was a 74-year-old man who was brought to FIMET in acute respiratory distress. The second was a 71-year-old man also brought to FIMET unresponsive. A death which was previously under investigation has now been classified by the clinical team as a COVID death as well. There have now been 24 deaths due to COVID-19 in Fiji, with 22 during the outbreak that started in April this year. There are 11 COVID-19 positive patients who died from conditions they had before contracting the virus. There have been 36 new recoveries reported since the last update, which means that there are now 3,896 active cases in isolation. We have recorded 4,849 cases in Fiji since the first case was reported in March last year. We are now 77 days into the second wave. 7,083 first doses and 1,275 second doses of the vaccine were administered nationally in the last 24 hours. The Health Ministry says to date, 300,436 adults in Fiji have received the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine and 48,503 have received the second doses. This means that 51% of the target population have received at least one dose and 8.3% are now fully vaccinated nationwide. Meanwhile, a total of 159,939 samples have been tested since this outbreak started in April, with 202,800 tested since testing began in early 2020. 3,015 tests have been reported for June 29. The national 7-day average daily test positivity now stands at 8.9% and continues on an upward trend. The 7-day average of new cases per day in Fiji has increased to 285, or 305 cases per million population per day. The Health Ministry says there has been a notable increase in positive patients with severe disease, as well as an increase in deaths. PS Dr. James Fong says the steady increase in average daily case numbers in combination with other indicators suggest high daily numbers of cases, hospitalizations, and deaths in the coming weeks. This is particularly in the central and western divisions. Dr. Fong is once again reminding Fijians to take heed of COVID-19 safety protocols until a good number of Fijians are protected through vaccination. The earlier Fijians get vaccinated, the more time is available for an individual's immune system to build up. It is more vital to get vaccinated now, as the next wave of the virus is expected to arrive in 4 to 5 days, and the Health Ministry expect it will be the most severe yet. Head of the Vaccination Task Force, Dr. Rachel Davey, says the science behind vaccines tells that the protection works extremely well against the Delta variant. Dr. Davey says vaccines could reduce severe diseases and hospitalizations.
Encouraging all Fijians that while we have these vaccines in Fiji and that's accessible to you, get it earlier than later, because earlier you get it, it gives you a lot more time for that immune system to build up.
Members of the Super Retailers Association have entered the negotiation stage where they are encouraging employees to receive their vaccines. PS for Health Dr. James Fong earlier stated employers reserves this right and can make changes to employees' contracts where applicable. The association says vaccination for employees may become compulsory. Association President Jitesh Patel says this will protect employees and customers.
Are still negotiating with the staff, giving them time to think over if they want to be vaccinated, and most of them given their staff a month to think about it.
Every owner of a building or a business or an employment have the right to put in the kind of conditions that they feel are necessary to protect the house that they are actually supposed to protect.
And to our latest COVID-19 update. Fiji has recorded 431 new infections in the 24-hour period ending 8 yesterday morning. Once again, we have cases mainly in the Central Division. But as mentioned earlier, there are also new areas of concern in the Western Division. Fiji has recorded 4,779 cases since April of this year. There are now 3,896 active cases in isolation, with 918 recoveries in total. The COVID-19 death toll now stands at 24. Up ahead, Olympics legacy continues for family. Welcome back. It's a special year for the judo renowned Takayawa family, having yet another bloodline make it to an Olympic event. First, it was their father, William Takayawa, before his son Nathaniel competed in the 1992, 1996 and 2000 Olympics. And now the youngest, Tevita, will carry on the family's legacy in Tokyo, Japan. Details with Talemate Rakula.
I've been doing judo since.
The plan started after the Rio Olympics in 2016 for Tevita Takayawa to take Fiji judo to the next level.
Anyhow?
Our focus was on Tevita to compete last year, and just the end of 2019 he had an injury, and thankful that they moved the competition for another year. And as a family, we are so happy that he has qualified.
Hard work and support were key factors in his qualification.
Thankfully for that his scholarship in Utsukeza University that has enabled him to practice and at the elite level at competition.
Takayawa will be joined by the rest of the Team Fiji squad in Japan.
They only need to come and join us at the village where we arrive with his coach. And so we're arriving on the 9th. We leave here on the 8th.
Fiji judo has never missed out on any Olympic Games since 1984, and the goal is to continue with what has become a norm for the judokas. Talemate Rakula, FBC Sports.
As the Flying Fijians prepare to take on the All Blacks in New Zealand, their thoughts are with families, friends and fans in Fiji during these times of uncertainty. Speaking from New Zealand, veteran Flying Fijians winger Nemani Nandolo is urging Fijians to do the right thing and get vaccinated. Nandolo is a sure starter for the Flying Fijians' first test against the All Blacks in Dunedin next weekend.
I encourage you guys all to get your vaccination. Do your part to make Fiji a safer place, and let's kill this COVID virus.
Cloudy periods with some showers over the southern, eastern and interior parts of Viti Levu and Wonu Levu, Kandavu Tabi Wuni Lau and Delomai Viti Grove. Elsewhere, find apart from afternoon or evening showers. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.